a show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Hey, what's going on, Patriots? Thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. Hanging into the end, we do not have any sponsors. We do ask that you, if you're viewing on Facebook, X, or Truth, you share the episode on those platforms. You are getting the episode of the day. Okay? So, the more you share on those platforms, the more traffic gets driven to the episodes. Also, if you haven't signed up for a free Rumble account, I encourage you to do so. There's lots of great content on there. Also, you can get a limited amount of storage. What's that mean? That means you can try your hand at content creation. To monetize, this is what we do. We monetize. Rumble's very similar to YouTube. Only if you want to monetize, you don't have to jump through the hoops that you do with YouTube and Facebook and all these other platforms, okay? You can monetize right away. You only have to have a ton of views. That does not mean you have to have a ton of views to qualify to monetize, which is what we were hoping to be able to do to fund our project. Right now, it's been right from day one, it's been funded out of my pocket. The intention was for our episodes to actually generate and fund what our project is. So that's not happening. I could put stuff, one, I could put it towards my regular bills if it was working. And two, or I could put some of this towards some other things to do with our project. Excuse me. So we encourage you to share. Sign up for that free Rumble account. Try your hand at monetizing. We have a paid plan. Why do we have a paid plan? I'm bringing that up again here. Because the paid plan gives us more room, it's more storage space. Okay? With a free Rumble account, it's great to give it a try. See if you start getting the views. We had a goal, and we still have that goal. So that's the only reason we keep pushing it. But for somebody that wants to try it out, horse around, see if they can get the views. And then if they do, and they like it, they want to try to, excuse me, guys, go to a paid plan for more storage space like we did, then great. So if you subscribe to our channel, don't hold me to this, but I believe you have to have a Rumble profile for that. Again, I am not 100% sure on that. Try it. Go to our channel. It used to say, depending on whether you were on a mobile app or a web base, one would say follow, one would say subscribe. I don't know if they made it all the same across the board since then. So I just assume, just in case, to say follow or subscribe, whatever happens to be there. So also you share. You can share. Really, it makes it really easy to share the content and the channel. So help us out. Help us grow. And also, if you got something you want to get out there, don't want to put it on your own social media profile, we're more than willing to help you out with that. Website and email, we're up here. I don't know if it still is, but it'll be up at the end also. If you're a promoter, do not comment your promotion, you're an offer or anything like that in the comments section. Send it in the email. Email was up here. If it still isn't, it'll be up at the end. Send an email. If you're going to comment only on the content and not anything to do with with promotion or you trying to help us. Okay, we greatly appreciate it. I can imagine some people going, why would you be mean to the people that want to help promote your... This is how we weed out the ones that are sending us fluff and who actually really wants to try to help us. And they're watching the episodes. Because you get some of them, they say they're watching the episodes and they make it sound good and it's fluff. And they've never watched the episode. So when we throw this in there, and then they come back and they comment or put it in the comment, try to, we can help you, or promoters, blah, 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 blah. It means they didn't watch the episode. So a little FYI for those that want to try their hand at content creation. Okay, this is a way to watch out for them and know who's actually watching, who's giving you fluff. I have actually checked into some of these promoters or promotions, and it is very expensive. So also, I don't have money to give you. I had to cancel our live streaming platform, which gave us a ton of abilities, like putting things up on the screen real time, live streaming to either our Facebook channel or our website, amongst other places. So if I can't afford that, I can't afford to pay for promotions. So, and that's not the only thing we had to cancel. So, if you got something you want to offer and you think you can help us knowing that information, you're more than welcome to email us, but do not put it in the comment section. Comment only on the content at hand, which is the topic. So if you've got something you want to get out there but don't want to put it on your social media profile, send it to us in our email. It'll be up again at the end. We do have some guidelines, but nothing that's unreasonable. We do not have any sponsors on our website. We have items we recommend. If anything changes with the sponsor, we will remove the not a sponsor from the description for that item, and we will put the appropriate relationship in. So, bottom, two ways you can support us on our website. Bottom of the homepage, there's a crowdfunding box. Top of all the pages on the website, there's a little gift box. That little gift box is put up there by our hosting provider. Anything you gift to that gift box goes directly to our hosting provider, does not go to us, goes to our hosting provider, credits our hosting account. And we want to thank everybody for supporting us however you support us, whether it be through helping us get the views up on our website, through the hosting gift boxes, or through the crowdfunding. So again, we'll go over how to do a submission at the end. But here we are. We've been talking about, we're looks like this shutdown is all but done. Okay? Looks like the shutdown is all but done. It's going for a House vote. It should be done. If a Republican votes against this bill to end the shutdown, I don't know, man. This could be career suicide for him. It'd be very bad. Let's put it that way, very bad. Democrats have been talking about John Fetterman, and I talk good about John Fetterman, right? And I've had a couple people email me, why you talk good about John Fetterman? Hey, get it out of your head. I'm trying to tell you, I'm non-biased. I'm a super conservative, but most of all, I am a constitutionalist. I'm a patriot. What do I believe? I believe in listening to the other guy, for one. Anybody that's watched for a long time knows I can't stand Cuomo, but yet I've stood up for Cuomo. I lambasted Fetterman on many occasions, but you know what? Over the last year or so, I believe, John Fetterman's made kind of a break. He's made kind of a break from the norm of liberals. Understand John Fetterman's in Pennsylvania, and it's more of it's a swing state. Okay, it's a swing state. He is in an area where it's very like purple. So, is it smart for him to? But understand that when I say purple, the area he represents and he gets his votes from tends to swing more to the right. A lot of times, on a lot of issues. Maybe not on their voting, but on the issues. So what they're doing is they're voting for who's going to have the better. Well, you know, how's that prove if he's getting the Democrats getting voted? Because they will vote how they're selling. They vote on a product. John Fetterman sold it really good. He really did. But then John Fetterman was that, and I would have never voted for him to be, and went back then when right after he had his strokes and stuff. I felt that he was compromised. He really was. He really was. But he's playing politics right now. He's playing smart politics. Why he wants to get reelected. Okay? He wants to get reelected. And who blames him? If you're a politician, your goal generally is to be reelected. And if there's a term, you want to stay there through the term, whatever the term limit is. Okay? Nobody goes through all that in politics and goes through all that hassle to, sit there for, a short period of time, meaning 1 or 2 terms, and say, yep, I'm done. No. They're going to sit there for as long as they can. Okay? Well, president's only 2 terms. That's president. That's the full 8-year term. That's the way it's always been. Everybody that runs, it's the highest seat in America. I mean, you can't go any further than that. You can't go any higher than that. You'll always be known as a president. President of the United States. You'll always be known as that. Although the Democrats have tried to change that when it comes to Trump. And they've tried it several times. And now they're trying to make it so he's known as the felon. And that's all they want to focus on. They don't want to focus. They didn't want to admit that it was all bogus. That it was done to keep him out of the White House. But the voters saw right through it. The voters saw right through it. Did not want Joe Biden. Did not want Kamala Harris. And that was just the bottom line. They did not present a candidate that they would vote for over Donald Trump. Even Democrats voted for Donald Trump. Imagine that. So, let me get back to Fetterman. and I've been saying it. Democrats have basically been very, very, very displeased with Johnny Fetterman. Why are they displeased with John Fetterman? He's a Democrat. He's a liberal. Because John Fetterman has been going against the party line continually now. John Fetterman has voted along with it. This is what I said the other day when they said, well, there's eight Democrat senators that were we're going to try to break the filibuster. Well, John Fetterman's been that one to begin with. John Fetterman's been that one all along. Why? Because he said you got to put these things aside. You got to put these things aside right now. It's all about getting these federal workers, these necessary federal workers like air traffic controllers, our military paid, stuff like that, our law enforcement, to make sure they're getting paid. They shouldn't be out there working for free. And the Democrats were just, no. And then trying to say, see, it's the Republicans. It's their fault. Why? Because they won't fund Obamacare. Well, Obamacare had an expiration date. It's called the Affordable Bill Act, or the Affordable Care Act. And it had an expiration date. You want to bring it up in a different bill, as it should be. Funding medical care, more money for illegals, for free health care, this, that, and every other thing, which people did not want to pay for. We voted against this stuff when we voted for Donald Trump for president. Okay? We voted to stop funding these people. We got veterans that are forgotten about. We have our homeless citizens that are forgotten about. And not all of them want to be found. No, not all of them want to be taken care of. They just want to be left alone. They want to be invisible. And I get it. But not all of them. We should be taking care of and helping as many of them as we possibly can. Am I saying we should open our doors, invite them into our homes, and take care of them? No, we need to help them by funding, giving them the health care that they need. Help them find housing. We're willing to do it for free to give illegal immigrants, people that broke the law coming into the country. We're willing to do it for them. Why can't we do it for our citizens that need our help? Here's the difference. We could give that same, and they're probably not going to destroy it. A lot of them are going to be happy they got it. They got a home. They're going to freaking take care of it. Keep it clean. Let's help them find another job. Maybe they just fell on hard times, lost their job, and lost everything. And that's how they ended up on the street. It wasn't by choice. Most of the time when these people end up on the street, it's not by choice. So let's help those ones that want to be helped. Addicts, let's get them off the street. Let's try to get them clean. Let's try to help them out. No, we'd rather give money to illegals, those that broke the law. And this is the Democrats. This is the Democrats. This is where the priority is. Let's help the illegals, those that broke the law, those that broke federal law entering the country, that we, the Democrats, helped them. We facilitated them in doing so because we didn't allow our border law and border enforcement to do their job. And that's to turn them away, to deter them from trying to come in. They were told if they get to the border, Might have been. No, it's not how it should have. That's not how that should have gone down. That's not how that should have gone down at all. So John Fetterman spoke out, and he's been speaking out on a lot of issues. He's been going against the Democrats, and the Democrats just aren't happy with it. They are not playing well. He gave the View an earful. They'll probably never invite him on the View ever again. Anybody that's done interviews with him, except for Fox, it's been good on, with his interviews on Fox. Any network that's not, or any host on another network that's normally liberal, but the host is more to the center, or at least fair, and doesn't let their personal bias play a factor, they've had good interviews. Those that are on the hang to the liberal left, yeah, they're not having good interviews with John Fetterman, because John Fetterman is just saying it straight out the way it is, whether they like it or not. And if he has to insult them, in essence, and call them out for what and who they are, then so be it, right? So I commend John Fetterman. Like I said, John Fetterman was not a big fan of mine in the beginning, but his people went recently over the last year, I think the last year or so, have gone, this is not the John Fetterman. There's something wrong. This is not the John Fetterman we know. And these are his aides, former aides, blah, 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 blah. Something wrong with him. He's not the John Fetterman that we know. We're concerned. You should be concerned. Because some people that actually knew John Fetterman before John Fetterman had any issues, before his strokes and stuff, said, no, John Fetterman's back to John Fetterman. He's getting back to himself, which means he was lost. He was not functioning the way he should have been functioning to begin with as senator. And now now you got all these staffers that knew him when he was jacked up and didn't know him before his health issues. So now they're all like confused, thinking there's something wrong with him, when in reality there's nothing wrong with him. He's back to where he was. He's actually back thinking, come on. Get the hell out of there. You're in my way. We're going to stick your nose right across the road. So, gee, I hope that tractor trailer's not coming here. So, I'm going to have to go back. He's going to have to go around. So, yeah, it's interesting, and it'll continue to be interesting to see what happens, because now people are not happy about John Fetterman, how John Fetterman's acting, and why John Fetterman's acting the way that he's acting. And in reality, he's acting exactly how he should, what's in the best interest of the people, not what's in the best interest of the party, and that's what's going on. These other 7 should have been with John Fetterman all along, but they weren't. He's been crying out, saying, calling it out for what it is the whole time. So, liberals are just showing they're biased. They're anti-Trump, anti-Republican, and then trying to say, oh, look what the Republicans are doing to you. Oh, if they don't fund Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, it's going to cost the taxpayers, all these taxpayers, thousands of dollars more. Well, let me tell you something. I've said it before. I remember before all this stuff happened with Obamacare, when the government started, before the government really started sticking its nose into insurance companies for health insurance, I remember never, ever, ever having I freaking look at my paperwork for my insurance one time. I got a statement and it says something about a deductible. I go, what the hell is this deductible? I never had a deductible. Copays. Yes. I never had a deductible that had to be met for the insurance to actually cover the cost of the care outside of the deductible or the copay. Like, are you actually kidding? The only place that there was a factor was if you were the only place there was a factor was amounts of hospital and hospital stays was the only variance. And most of the time, it didn't make a difference there either. Now it's like, I look at my wife one day, I go, you'll never meet this deductible. We will never meet the deductible, ever. Because the deductible is so freaking high. So unless you're somebody with major health issues, where you're constantly going to the doctors, you're probably never, ever going to meet your deductible, which means you're going to get screwed. You're going to end up with these big bills, and that's just the way it is. The Democrats caused this. They're the ones that made it so they could get away with this and do this. So don't blame it on the Republicans. Now they've got a chance to actually try to fix the issue, to rein in these insurance companies and go, your affordable is not affordable. These people can't afford it. You got to do something. You're getting paid all kinds of money. And they deny stuff too. They deny you health care. We're not denying them. No, you're denying them service. When the doctor says this person needs this service and you deny that service or you deny that medication, you're denying them service, which means they have to pay for it out of pocket or die, potentially. Isn't that wonderful how healthcare works? How health insurance works? Because you have to choose. Well, I either got to pay for it or die, potentially die. And some people are going to say, I can't afford it, and I'm not going to put that burden on my family. So I guess I'm just going to die. It's not right, but that's the way it is. Republicans now have the opportunity, conservatives, people on the left that are to the center. Now you have an opportunity to actually, 4 months or so, to try to fix it before that comes back, because it's supposed to come back for a potential vote. So fix it. Fix it, fix it, fix it. You've got time. Fix it. You can take what's there and make it better. Bottom line. You got to rein in the insurance companies. And I think that's something that John Fetterman is, and any Democrat that is, and that's why I like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema so much, because they would actually reach out across the aisle and be for the people. Did they vote perfectly? No. Does any politician vote perfectly? No. Am I a little upset with some of the Republicans that kept voting against their fellow Republicans? Yeah. I understood what they were saying and where they were coming from, but I don't think it was in the best interest of the people. I think they needed to get this done. And yeah, so when they want to blame Republicans, they need to blame the Republicans that voted against their own party to open the government back up. And that's just my opinion. So You know what? It is what it is at this point. So let me know what you think about the government shutdown. John Fetterman, some of these other Democrats. I think these other Democrats should have came forward. I think they came forward only at the end when they realized that we just got called out. That we just did a political play to win these elections, and that's pretty much what it was. Only you got people like Chuck Schumer and some of these other liberals, hard liberals, that are sitting there and they're just holding the line. Oh, we can still get more. We can still get more. We can still get more. Sonny Hoskins asked John Fetterman that. Well, why would you guys, 80 you, fold and give in when obviously you had the high ground in the momentum from those elections? Why didn't you hold on to it? That was a wrong question to ask John Fetterman because he thought this should have been resolved before the elections. Okay. And it wasn't. So I think these other ones realize, holy crap, we strong-armed the Republicans. It didn't work. We took the elections from them. It still didn't work. We just, right now, we're going to end up being up for re-election, and we need to get on board with this. So, were they doing it because it was right, or were they doing it for political salvation to try to secure their vote, their position come the next election? Who knows? I personally think they realize they got some feedback and realized that, holy crap, my seats are going to be compromised. My seat's going to be compromised. I got to do something, is what I think. So we will see. So, all right, guys, I'm going to bust out. But before I do, again, hit us in the comments section. Let us know what you think was going on. Give us your thoughts on the topic and what was going on with the shutdown. Like I said, we're going to wait. I think the vote's today on the shutdown on the House side. It's already passed through the Senate. It's on the House side. Fingers crossed, none of the Republicans bone the situation and create this to go longer. I think it would be political suicide at this point to do that. So all the Republicans have to vote for it. Which is the bottom line. All the Republicans got to vote for it on the House floor. And it wouldn't hurt to have some Democrats there, too, that are going to go along with it. Which they may, because you had 8 already on the Senate side that went, yep, okay. So you probably end up picking up some Democrats as well. We'll see. We will see. We're going to see how this goes. So let us know what you think on exactly what we talked about, what's going on, and hit it up in the comment section. Again, Facebook Extra Truth, share on those platforms if that's where you're getting it from. You can comment on those platforms as well. YouTube, we're back up on YouTube. YouTube kind of was starting to pick up, then kind of stalled. So if you're viewing from YouTube, come on, let's help get this going. Or go over to Rumble. Go over to our Rumble channel. So, if you need the Rumble channel, hit us in the email. So if the email's not up yet, it will be. Email and website will be up here. So help us get those Rumble views up. Rumble views up. That's going to be the ultimate help, is to get those views way up so they can start generating what we need to fund what we're doing. Pop over to the website if you got something that you want to share on the website. But you don't want to put it on your own social media profile. We're going to help you out with that. So the website and email. So you're going to send it to email. It'll end up on the website if we approve it. Pop over there. 2 ways to support us on the website. Bottom of the homepage, crowdfunding box. Top of all pages on the website, a little gift box for the hosting. So again, if you gift to the gift box, the hosting gift boxes, it goes directly to our host provider. It doesn't go to us. It goes to our host provider. Credits our hosting account. The hosting, the crowdfunding on the bottom of the homepage, that goes to us. There's lots of things that are done through crowdfunding. Lots of different productions and stuff like that. Some miniseries, movies, things that run through crowdfunding. So other productions as well. So if you want to help us out, see where we can go with some help, some support, we'd greatly appreciate it. We do not have any sponsors. We have items to recommend. Items to recommend tab at the top of the website. So there is a disclaimer that says not a sponsor. If anything changes with that, the relationship between that item and ourselves, we will remove not a sponsor. We'll put the appropriate relationship in. So if you've got something you want to share, if you've noticed, we're way behind on written items on our website, way behind. But if you see a piece on there that doesn't have a name, it's ours. We've tried to make sure that we're putting some names on it. But we're not going to take credit for your piece. So anything that you submit to us must have a first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address, state and location, so we can see we're reaching out. Others can see we're reaching out. So run your piece through a grammar editor. We do not do crazy and outlandish. Okay. If it's crazy and outlandish, it's already dead in the water. People got to be able to really get behind it and understand exactly what you're saying and go, you know what, I can understand that. I can relate to that. Yeah, I've actually seen that type thing, and I get your opinion on it. That's what I'm talking about. People got to get behind it. So run your piece through a grammar editor. It's going to help put it all together for those people that are not have not gone to school for creative writing and stuff like that. When you get liberals, the reason I'm giving you this option is because there's people that are the trolls will sit there, and most of the time they're liberals. They'll sit there and attack you because you disagree with what they think. Okay. And they'll attack you on your grammar when they're sitting there and their grammar's worse than yours in some instances. So that's what we're at. That's why we say run it through a grammar editor. One, it helps meld it together and make sure that it hopefully corrects any spelling errors and punctuation errors, so people can actually get together and understand exactly what you're saying, and trying to decipher what it is that you're trying to say. Okay, it's not that we actually care about grammar; it's meant to help with the understanding of what you're saying. Okay, make it easier for people to read it. So because if they got to decipher, if it's bad, they got to decipher what you're saying. They're going to stop. They're not going to take any interest in what you're saying. Okay, so that's not what we want to do. We want people to take interest in what you're saying. So, quotes, make sure it's in quotations. Sources or references, things you're using to support what you're saying, but you're not quoting them. Those you go in brackets. Name of the website, -.com, .net, .org, no dot, nothing. Just the name of the website, title if there is one. And this is important because it's the same thing for sources, references, or quotes. Okay. Copy the indexed address out of the address bar at the top of your browser. Paste it directly for quotes. You're going to paste it directly above or directly below the quote. For sources, references, you're going to paste it in the brackets with the name of the website and the title, if there is one. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to hyperlink the address into the quotes, into the references or sources, highlighting the text, making them clickable so people click on it. It takes them right to the page on the website that you drew that quote off. You drew that reference off. What the source that you're using. Okay. So if you know how to hyperlink ahead of time. When we get it, what we'll do is we'll just verify it, and as long as everything else looks good, we'll go ahead and we'll put it up for you. Same thing, even if you don't know how to hyperlink, as long as we got those indexed addresses, we can do it for you. Okay, and same thing, as long as everything lines up and it's good, we'll put it up. Must have first name or pseudonym, state and location, because like I said, we're not taking credit for your piece. So must have first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address, state and location, so we can see we're reaching out. Others can see we're reaching out. So like Bob from Phoenix, Arizona, or Gator from Tallahassee, Florida. Simple, straightforward, non-identifying. The only one that's going to know it's you is you, and whoever else you tell it's you. So again, we want to help us get those views on Rumble up, so we can start generating what we need to fund what we're doing help us out with the crowdfunding box on the bottom of the homepage on our website. Hosting on the top of all the pages on the website. Website and email should be right up here. Send us what you got. Again, Rumble or YouTube. Go to Rumble, man. You go to our Rumble channel. If you need our Rumble channel, hit us in the email, and we'll be more than happy to give you the Rumble channel. If you're viewing on Facebook, X, or Truth, again, share and comment on those platforms, but share the episodes. Share. Get over to Rumble, get that free Rumble account. Follow, subscribe to the channel. Let's get those episodes up as far as views. More subscribers on the or followers on the channel. So let's make it take off. So again, whatever you got an idea, anything, send it to us. We'll take a look at it and go from there. So again, we want to thank you for joining us. We want to thank you for supporting us. However you possibly can or feel that you want to. And again, thank you for watching this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. And as always, till next time, stay frosty, my friends.
You just heard Patriot View
At 1A Independent News.
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.